How's it going, guys? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode review and recap. Today's episode 13, Missed Connections. Yeah, it's such a good. I look forward to this anime every week, and you know what? I realized I actually know a lot about the light novel, and I haven't told you guys a lot of what I know because I'm actually actively waiting for the stuff to show up. But I will have to go into some background because I feel as though there's going to be some misunderstandings about two of the characters in here, and it has to be said. But I won't give up too much, but I'll give you a little bit. But before all that, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I definitely appreciate each and every subscriber. We're trying to get our way up to 200, baby. And please drop me a like and hit me a comment. You know what? If you're here early, comment at the bottom. What's your favorite thing about this anime? Anyway, you remember last time we were going through how in the world is the Dead End crew gonna get across the sea? And of course, there was some compromise between Ruddy and RJ, and they're gonna find a way to get smuggled across. And actually, a guy that he ran into that he helped is actually going to help with that process. Actually, what does this mean for smuggle a friend? I actually forgot about something that I wrote in my notes right here. So let's get right on into it. In the guild, the guild that's in that demon land, we see Talahan, Elenice, and of course Roxy over here. Elenice is the curvy elf woman who, in the anime, they've made her more busty than what she actually is in the light novel and in the manga. She's supposed to be like a hippie boob, not boob, hip butt kind of character, um, which matters. Again, this is more of an adult kind of series. I wouldn't advise you to have your kids watch this. To be completely honest, if you have children, I wouldn't advise them to watch it. But and Talahan, the little dwarf guy, she was not having sex with Talahan. They actually even show that on here. Talahan is actually gay, guys. Gay dwarf, which is two claps, a thumbs up for the writer of Jabba's reincarnation. I cannot remember his name, but thumbs up all around. Pretty interesting character because he's not stereotypical, and you wouldn't know, and because I just told you, and you probably won't find out until later on in the series, further on in the series. But anyway, Elenice she's like scoping the place for more dick, literally just to get more dick. And Roxy's like, "What are you gonna do if you get pregnant?" Don't worry about that, Roxy. There's the reason why Elenice has to have sex. She's literally under a sex curse. Not even joking. Not even playing. Don't know when they're gonna get to it. It's probably gonna be further later on in the series. But if she doesn't engage in sexual acts, at least it's a set amount of time. I don't remember the set amount of time, and I won't look it up because I'm not gonna spoil that. If she doesn't do it, she's literally gonna die. Like that's not even a joke. As a matter of fact, it's one of those things where it makes her more promiscuous. But this is a kind of lighthearted character all around. So as she's talking up some guys, Roxy is comparing herself to her, not bust wise. She's looking at her face and she's looking at her thighs. So she wears these thigh high socks with her outfit, and Roxy is looking at herself. These demon guys come up and say, "Hey, we're C ranked. You want to join up with us?" And she's like, "I'm already A ranked." And he's like, "Man, you're pretty small." He's like, "Look, I'm a king class water mage. Just no, no. I already got a party anyway." And Roxy's actually pretty well known. They're like, "Oh, you're Roxy." I think her name is Magister. It's just like, damn. All right, Roxy. All right. And she's remembering the old days of when she first joined the guild, and it's kind of sad because all the people she remembered, they were killed in that giant cobra mission. Like, damn. Except for the horse guy. The horse guy got scared off from RJ because he's a dick. So, as they're resting about, she said, "Hey guys, you guys were members of Fang of the Black Wolf. Can you tell what Paul is like? Because their whole thing is they're trying to find Paul's family, and they both say scum. It, translated, it's scum. If very literally translated, they say he was shit. But he's saying he's scum, and they don't want to talk about him. But Roxy puts two and two together. She's like, man, they must honestly be true comrades because they're still looking for his family, even though they feel this way about him. She wonders what he did. So we get our standard intro, showing them going about the town, doing the things they need to do. We also get to see how Roxy coaxes. Like she will go in an alley of four dudes. Had a guy. She takes off her little skirt part. She's wearing shorts underneath it, obviously. And has this dude grope up on her, and everybody's like, What? Yeah, yeah. um, Roxy is, and then we get to their room, and Roxy's talking about the Dead End group. She's like, Dead End is an actual uh, Sue Bird, demon guy, demon person. That's an actual person. So for someone to use that name, and it's great because Tallahan is like, yeah, they have three guys. There's the Mad Dog Ayers, there's the guard dog, whatever they call RJ, because they don't call RJ, and they said it's the tiny kennel master, Ruijerd. It's so bad for Rudy that his name is not associated with it. He did a really bad job by not calling himself Rudeus, because now if she would have known that, she would have gone looking for him. Her whole plan is to give Dead End a wide berth. She doesn't want to cause any trouble. Besides, their whole deal is to find Paul's family. On top of that, they run down. They say, okay, well, Zenith is an S-class mage. She may be former adventurer, but she can take care of herself. So we don't have to worry about her that much. And Roxy's like, yeah, and Rudeus, he's super talented. It will be hard for anybody to not recognize him. So he'll be okay too. So basically, they need to find Lilia, and I think her daughter with Paul is Amelia. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're gonna look for both of them. They're gonna look for the redhead maids. um, oops. So Roxy's wondering about the area of Fitora because Fitora, that's where Zenith is from, and they honestly, what's her name? Elenice doesn't remember where much about Fitora. It's just kind of like Um, but they're all gonna work hard, and she wonders how much Rudy has grown throughout this whole part. And actually, this is the exact moment last episode when she's walking down the beach. She sees RJ and Eris train, and she's like, "Man, they really are strong. Are they actually, the super nerds? Soup nerds? I don't even know how they say it. I'm not clicking on the dub to know how to say that demon race's name, but she's wondering if they are actually the Sue Birds. Sue Birds. Yeah, Sue Birds. Of course, RJ, called her. She's like, "Oh, that's the demon look," and she's booking it. Obviously, she runs past Rudeus because this is right when Rudeus was gonna run into Kishimaru Kishikiru, the resurrected demon queen, and demon god. Sorry, demon god queen, and she goes back into the room. Guess who's having a five-way a five-way with five different dudes? Of course, it's Elenise. And I'm very surprised they actually showed her on top of one guy. She's like, "Oh, you want to join us?" Roxy is flustered and uses her ice magic, bursts a hole in the side of the inn, kicking everybody out. Of course, they have to pay for repairs. And here's the crazy part: like this curse must be super deep with Elenise because she is actively. You watch her lick her finger. She's actively touching herself while they are riding on this giant lizard, and she's like, "You'll come to understand, the pleasures of flesh." And I'm very much paraphrasing that part because I know I didn't write that part down, but she's like, "One day you'll understand. You'll definitely understand all this." Um, and of course she's blaming. I'm gonna call her Ellie. She's blaming Ellie for this. And Ellie's just like, I'm doing my thing. Um, Roxy then says, and I hope you guys pay attention to this, and I'm going to slightly spoil this for you. Slightly spoil this for you. So she says, my dream guy is going to be tall and slender, cute face, and he's going to, I'm going to be in a labyrinth, and we're going to go through the labyrinth. He's going to save me, and that's going to be my guy. This does happen in this book. I will not say who it is, but it indeed happens. And when it happens, it's gonna be a great moment. Besides, you guys aren't gonna remember me saying this part anyway. That's why I love talking about anime. So I love that this is mentioned right now. I don't even remember if it was mentioned in any of the other things I've seen before. The manga's still going on, so I need to either pick up or find the manga online to see if they're doing exactly what happened in the book. Anyway, she is laughed at and called a child by Ellie. And at this point, we're going back to our original dead end crew. The smugglers are going to smuggle RJ in, but I believe that Rudy had agreed to do some kind of favor. So they're on the boat. Uh, Eris is enjoying it. He's trying to make sure she doesn't fall off. And he's going through the fantasies of all the things that can happen when you go on boat rides. Fighting krakens and sea serpents. Getting into fights with pirates. And maybe they'll be shipwrecked. And he'll be there with Eris. And then they'll be the only ones taking care of each other. And soon they will consummate their relationship by an open fire. And he will wake up each dawn having coffee. And they will run in the sand. But of course, like he said before, reality is rather cruel. Eris is heavily seasick. Like she is puking up her guts. And he's helping her seasickness by healing her. The thing about it is, she is super seasick. Her blouse is open. Her developed form is showing. And Rudy's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Hold on, guys. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So when he comes back, she says he smells funny. Yes, I am pretty sure he let one out. Told you this thing was, the one thing I can appreciate about this show, it has fan service. It is adult, much like the light novels were, much like the manga is, but it isn't overbearing with it. Now, unless you are a very prude person who doesn't like the mention of sex at all, you're gonna be okay with this. Like this is rather realistic, especially for a person who in their past life never had sex, and now he is. If Eris is about 16 or oh no, he's past 10, so he's about 13, 14. She's about 16, 17 ish. He is actively a horny teenager, which they finally make it. They get an end. She doesn't want to ride a boat ever again. He's like, well, we got to take one more boat to get where we're going. And she's saying, you're going to heal me the whole time? And she's doubled over. And he's like, I might do something dirty to you. And he's like, why are you messing with me? And in his mind, it's funny because he's saying in his head, he's like, hey, I did everything I could to not assault, to not go after you. And he says out loud, he's like, I don't know, I'm gonna go after you. She's like, all right. And it's one of those pauses where you're like, hmm. She gets a little pause. She goes, okay, a little bit. He's like, ain't gonna be a little bit. If I heal you, it's gonna, girl, quit playing with me. And he says, okay, I'm gonna go get RJ. Just hold the fort down. And she goes, okay. And I wonder, I wish we could have seen what she looked like on the other side because we only see her back because she's still curled up. But I really wanted to see what her facial expression was because she wasn't giving much of a fight. And I can, the wheels are turning. If you guys look up the tags for this type of series, it is a harem anime. It is a harem series. I'm just gonna put that out there. Mm, mm. But yeah, so he's gonna go get RJ, and he is going screaming. He has pent up frustration, so he's going out. He's running to go get RJ screaming. He meets up, does the knock that lets him in, lets the smuggle person know that he's there to get RJ. But while he's there, he sees a beast child that is beaten, She's asking for help. He runs past this big, massive dog thing that's on a lock and key, and people give him dirt. Hey, mind your business. He gets to RJ, and he said, hey, Ruijerd, I'm here. And RJ just flat out tells him, hey, there were 6 Beast Kids here. There's only 5 because they killed one of them. They smuggled these kids in here. I want to kill them. And not RJ, but Rudy is thinking, he's like, damn, I can't have him not do this. Because this will go against his code. Like he's thinking 50-50, but at the same time this could ruin the Subjerd's reputation. But he's like, what can I do? And RJ says, hey, RJ is still bound behind his back with the sack on his head. He's like, hey, don't even worry about it. You don't have to get your hands dirty. And Rudy's like, what? He's like, no, I can't have you just do this by yourself. He's like, look, save your hands for healing errors. Meanwhile, the guy that let him in there, he's talking, and I love. Look, if you have a hard time with subtitles, sorry, but I love how there's layers within their sound. Like there's someone talking, there's this guy thinking, and then sometimes there's music behind it. So while you're paying attention, you're trying to pay attention to what's going on in Rudy's mind and what's happening on the outside. And Rudy's just like, damn, like there's nothing I can really do about this situation because RJ's like, we need to save them. And I think, and Rudy wants to save them too, but he usually tries to talk things out. There's no talking your way out of a situation like this with smugglers, slavers, kidnappers, killers. So he's like, go Menasai. He's like, I'm sorry. He says, I'm sorry to RJ. RJ's like, don't even worry about it. This man broke out of the ropes, like behind his back, stacked on top of each other, broke out, pulled it off. His green hair has already started growing back. Dude's like, oh shit, that's the Subjerd. Subjerd? Supeerd. Subjerd. Puts that tip of that spear to this dude's throat. This dude is hacking, and we see off screen just kills him. Just tells Rudy, all right, you go get them. I'm gonna take care of everybody else. Y'all, when I tell you he took care of everybody else, he killed every person in that joint. He killed every person outside of that joint. Not even joking. Everyone is dead. There are dead people everywhere. And of course, Rudy gets in with the Beast Children. He's trying to get them out. One of the cat girls is hissing, and he's like, all right. He puts down his staff that's wrapped up, so they can't really tell. He puts down his staff. Says, hey, I got you. It's okay. He heals the one Beast girl who just so happens she's a busty Beast girl. So he has his natural lewd face on. RJ shows up, and we all didn't know if it was RJ because we hear walking, but RJ shows up. Rudy says, yeah, I've healed most of them. Unfortunately, I couldn't save the one that was dead. These Beast girls are sniffing them. I want to say Beast people because one looks kind of androgynous, but Beast girls, Beast people, they're sniffing them. It's kind of cute. Like they're basically cat. These are all cat people, and RJ, while the one girl hisses at him, he just walks past him and just kind of does his own little prayer for the one that's dead. They go outside, like I told you, murdered everybody. And one of the beast girl that initially hissed, she does this cute ass meow and says, "Wait a minute, someone's left in there. There's a doggy in there." And Archie's like, "Well, it's more important for us to get you guys to safety." And Rudy's like, "Don't worry, but I'll go get him." And RJ flat out says, "All right, cool. There's no guards. You should be safe, but be safe regardless." Rudy easily. This is some D&D shit. There's a barrier, and the barrier is created by a crystal above. That is some straight D&D shit. I love it. Took it out. This giant dog. It looks like a giant Kotor, a giant Shiba Inu, and he is in love with the fur and how fluffy it is. This dude is then incapacitated by a beast person scream. Who's like, oh yeah, he's one of the smugglers who took the sacred beast, which is the dog that he was cuddling with, and he took our kids. An elder comes in. They're speaking beast talk, which Rudy did speak the beast people's language to let the beast children, the beast girls, the beast slave people know that they're there to help them and save them. So he can speak demon, beast, obviously human. I think he can speak man god language too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he can speak like 3 to 4 to 5 different languages in this show. Um, so this guy incapacitates him, holding him by his leg and is dropping him. The elder's telling him he's too young to be a smuggler. Rudy can't really say anything. He's like, well, I can smell blood and I can smell the scent of the others going into the village. And the guy's like, well, here, take the secret beast back with him, with you. Take this guy with you. We'll figure out what's going on. This jackass the whole time is like, oh, you're going to get punished for this. And this is where episode ends. The next episode is called No Such Thing as Free Lunch. Look, I abhor dumbass characters, like characters that come in like, you're the bad guy. So you're one of those characters. Okay. You're one of those characters. We haven't even run across a character like that in this show at all. In the first part of the first season, we didn't. Even I'm gonna call her Gilly, Beast Lady, Busty Beast Lady, who was in the Black Fang. Yeah, the black. No, sorry, Fang of the Black Wolf. Even she, she couldn't read or write, but she wasn't a dumbass. She didn't automatically jump to conclusions. So this guy is annoying. But all in all, I I already told you guys I kind of consider this the best anime of 2021. Uh, this episode wasn't boring. I enjoyed the pacing of these episodes. Until I find an episode that isn't a 4 or 5, because this is definitely a 4. I when we get to a 3, I'll make a big to do. But this is great. This is a 4. I love being able to see what Roxy and her crew was up to, while also continuing forward with the story. I wish more animes did this. It, in my opinion, a lot of these 12 to 24 episode animes, even if they're doing them in blocks, they seem to have a lot more substance to them than your run of the mill shonen manga that gets turned into an anime. Just my opinion. But please. Oh wait, hold on. Japan did. Oh, if you watch on Hulu, you can see all of the high fantasy. By high fantasy, I'm talking about swords and sorcery type of stuff that you would call D&D, stuff with beast people, demons, uh, knights in armors. You're goblin hunters, if you will. You're how a commoner is going to rebuild the kingdom, if you will. Your shield knights. They love high fantasy. It's probably because a lot of their mythos does not deal with high fantasy stuff. Out west, we have tons of high fantasy. That's why we gravitate more towards, the way of the sword, the ninja, their type of stuff. I do like it when types of fantasies are able to merge those two things together. So I can't really think of many that do that, but I'm sure there are. Oh yeah, one of my notes I said RJ could have broke out all along. I appreciate that bond he has with Rudy. Um, I appreciate another thing about the show. I appreciate how we can see how bonds grow as the series goes on. Bravo. And so now, big question is, what does this leave Rudy with that smuggling guy that he helped save from getting his head bashed in with a pot? I'm kind of curious if yeah, did you guys kill all our dudes? And it's like, well, you guys killed a kid, so I wonder what kind of ramifications that has, and it always has ramifications. But again, let me know what you think of the episode in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for showing up. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't, and if you are subscribed, hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. We do these every Sunday. I'm going to keep going until the end of this series, and even then I'm just going to keep going. Hey, please share the video so others can see what a great time we're having. I truly enjoy a great discussion and for people to point out things that I may or may not have missed. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be good, be blessed, be safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way, don't be a jerk, and I will definitely see you next time.